Simplicity might be the answer to most of your problems. What problems? Well, think about why you are always exhausted, always anxious and worried. These are all the side effects of overcomplicating your life, and to address this problem, let us travel back in time to when you were just a baby. Your good parents understand that a baby's level of excitement should have its limits. After having friends over, receiving gifts, and enjoying animated interactions, along with some cake and cuddles, the baby might have experienced enough stimulation. There comes a point when the baby's expression turns serious, followed by tears and crying. However, experienced parents know that it's simply an indicator that it's time for a break. Just as the brain needs rest to process and make sense of the multitude of new experiences, the baby requires a nap. Thus, the parents draw the curtains, place the baby beside its soft toys, and before long, the baby is peacefully asleep, bringing back peace to this world. Through this, it can be understood that life will regain its manageability within a short span of time. Regrettably, we don't apply this same wisdom to our own actions. Instead, we tend to overcrowd our schedules. We plan a week filled with social gatherings every evening, a dozen meetings, 3 of which demand extensive preparation, and even include a spontaneous trip to another country on a Wednesday. Alongside this, we set goals of watching multiple films, reading numerous newspapers, changing bed linens frequently, indulging in heavy late-night meals, and consuming an excessive amount of coffee. And then we find ourselves complaining that our lives lack tranquility and we're on the brink of mental exhaustion. As a result, the feelings we register as anxiety usually aren't uncommon occurrences. It is simply our mind making a rational and fervent appeal to avoid being consistently and overwhelmingly bombarded with stimuli. It is, theoretically, a privilege to have a lot of people to see and things to do. It is also, psychologically speaking, exhausting and ultimately rather dangerous. This point from Frieda Hincher explains our current conundrum. Today, as always, men fall into 2 groups, slaves and free men. Whoever does not have 2/3 of his day for himself is a slave, whatever else he may be, a statesman, a businessman, an official, or a scholar. We must acknowledge that what we can accomplish physically within a day is not necessarily a wise or reasonable measure psychologically. Even if it's technically possible to travel to foreign capitals within a day and simultaneously handle business responsibilities along with household management, we shouldn't be shocked when such demanding routines eventually lead to a breakdown. It's crucial to ensure that we get an ample amount of rest, ideally around 7 hours. If achieving this is challenging, we must, at the very least, be fully aware of the extent to which we are deprived of rest. This awareness will prevent us from compounding our troubles by searching for complicated explanations for our sorrows. There's no automatic requirement to go through a divorce, undertake a complete career change, or relocate to another country. Sometimes, the solution could be as simple as getting more rest. Throughout much of history, the notion of there being an excess of news was unimaginable. In earlier times, information originating from political or foreign realms was infrequent, valued, and came at a high cost. However, starting from the mid-20th century, news has been transformed into a marketable commodity. This transformation has led to it becoming a significant, albeit not widely recognized, threat to our mental well-being. At any given moment, we are presented with countless opportunities to inundate our minds with the chaos, achievements, calamities, anger, and upheavals of unfamiliar individuals spread across our troubled world. News outlets consistently omitted our strong necessity to remain uninformed. This arises from the fact that often we cannot influence the situations presented, as the narratives are excessively violent, disheartening, and sorrowful. Our minds are delicate, and we bear personal responsibilities that demand our attention. Insomnia and anxiety can be seen as the mind's response to the thoughts we consciously avoid during the day. We could make the deliberate choice to forgo the pursuit of global dominance in favor of embracing a longer and more peaceful existence. This decision doesn't indicate a withdrawal from challenges. It signifies a shift in our perception of what the genuine challenge might encompass and where the true rewards might be found. Sure, go ahead and pursue your passions and dreams, but always remember to take a step back and look at the distance that you have traversed, the height that you have ascended, and the strength that you have built. Take a breath and relax every so often, and your mind might just become ever so indomitable.